In a remarkable shift that is reshaping its international image, Saudi Arabia is transitioning from a region often perceived as a troublemaker to one that is increasingly being recognized as a peacemaker. This transformation, spearheaded by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, reflects not only a change in political dynamics but also a broader societal evolution within the kingdom. For decades, Saudi Arabia's role on the global stage has often been complicated by its conservative social framework and its influence on oil markets. However, recent efforts to diversify its economy and engage more constructively with neighboring countries have prompted a re-evaluation of its international standing. The Crown Prince's Vision 2030 initiative aims to reduce the country's dependence on oil revenues by investing in various sectors including tourism, entertainment and technology, thus fostering a more modern and open society. This ambitious project has already begun to yield results, with significant investments being made in various sectors that promise to stimulate economic growth. A key aspect of this transformation is the kingdom's newfound commitment to diplomacy in a region historically fraught with conflict. Bin Salman has taken bold steps towards establishing peace talks and fostering collaborations that were previously unthinkable. For instance, the kingdom has played a mediating role in the ongoing tensions between Iran and its Gulf neighbors, a move that has drawn praise from international observers. By acting as a bridge between rival factions, Saudi Arabia is redefining its diplomatic strategy, said a regional analyst. Moreover, the societal changes within Saudi Arabia are equally noteworthy. The government's efforts to promote gender equality and enhance the role of women in the workforce are part of a broader initiative to modernize the kingdom. Women are now allowed to attend sports events and pursue careers which were once restricted. As these changes take root, they are reshaping the social fabric of Saudi society and contributing to a more progressive national identity. However, the road ahead is not without challenges. The ambitious economic diversification plan faces hurdles such as entrenched interests that resist change and the need for significant foreign investment. Experts warn that while the changes are promising, they must be accompanied by genuine reforms in governance and human rights to sustain momentum. The success of Vision 2030 hinges on the kingdom's ability to balance economic reforms with political freedoms, noted a political analyst focused on the Middle East. As Saudi Arabia continues to navigate this complex landscape, the implications of its transformation will resonate beyond its borders. The kingdom's evolving role could lead to a more stable and cooperative Middle East, potentially easing long-standing rivalries and fostering economic partnerships that benefit the region as a whole. Looking to the future, the world will be watching closely to see if Saudi Arabia can maintain this trajectory of change. With its ambitious plans and a leadership willing to embrace a new narrative, the kingdom stands at a crossroads where the potential for a more peaceful and prosperous future is tangible. Whether it can fully realize this potential will depend on its ability to implement meaningful reforms and engage with the global community in a constructive manner. The coming years will be critical as Saudi Arabia seeks to solidify its place as a key player on the world stage, not just as a powerhouse of oil but as a beacon of modernization and peace in the Middle East. In a recent episode of the 10 Blocks podcast, Tavi Troy, a prominent scholar and former Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services, engaged in a compelling discussion with host Brian Anderson about his latest book, The Power and the Money: The Epic Clashes Between Commanders-in-Chief and Titans of Industry. This insightful conversation explored the historical dynamics between the United States presidents and corporate leaders, shedding light on how these relationships have shaped American politics and society. Troy, who has penned several notable works on presidential history, emphasized the unique angle of his latest book, which addresses a theme largely overlooked by previous scholars: the interactions between CEOs and the presidency. Finding a new angle is always a challenge, he noted. While there are numerous books covering presidents and various topics, no one had focused on the relationship with corporate titans, especially as their influence has grown in recent years. The book traces a complex history, illustrating that the relationship between presidents and business leaders has always been fraught with tension. Troy identified three main patterns that have emerged over time. First, he pointed out that while presidents have historically sought financial support and favors from corporate leaders, they remain wary of the political repercussions that such alliances may bring. He recounted an anecdote from 1880 when President James A. Garfield hesitated to engage with John D. Rockefeller due to concerns about the political backlash in Pennsylvania. Secondly, Troy discussed the evolution of the regulatory state as a counterbalance to corporate power, a shift that has led to an increasingly complex system of regulations where businesses can thrive but must navigate a web of governmental oversight. The regulatory tools have expanded significantly over time, making it a challenging landscape for corporations, he explained. Finally, he highlighted a recurring theme among CEOs who believe they can operate independently of Washington only to find themselves at odds with governmental authority. Troy cited historical examples of corporate leaders like Rockefeller and Bill Gates who underestimated the power of government, resulting in significant pushback from federal authorities. As the discussion progressed, Anderson inquired about the motivations behind presidential engagement with corporate leaders. Money is certainly a factor, Troy acknowledged, referencing historical political operatives like Mark Hanna, who famously stated that money is paramount in politics. However, he also pointed out that corporate leaders can provide more than just financial support. They often bring expertise and validation that can bolster a president's agenda. Having popular CEOs around can lend a certain credibility to a president's economic policies, he remarked. Troy reflected on the effectiveness of various presidents in managing these relationships, praising Ronald Reagan for his ability to maintain a cordial rapport with CEOs while remaining steadfast in his principles. Conversely, he criticized presidents like Grover Cleveland and Teddy Roosevelt for their hesitance to engage with powerful figures like J.P. Morgan during critical economic moments, highlighting missed opportunities to leverage corporate expertise for the greater good. The conversation inevitably turned to contemporary figures, notably Donald Trump and his relationship with Elon Musk. Troy suggested that Trump's interactions with corporate leaders reflect a blend of admiration and antagonism, largely shaped by the political landscape that has emerged since his presidency. Trump respects successful CEOs, but his approach can be quite adversarial, particularly with those who criticize him, he noted. Overall, the dialogue between Troy and Anderson provided a fascinating examination of the intricate dance between political power and corporate influence throughout American history. As Troy concluded, the reception of his book has been overwhelmingly positive, resonating with audiences amid ongoing debates about the role of corporate America in politics. With the landscape of presidential and corporate relationships continually evolving, Troy is poised to explore new themes in his future writings, further enriching the discourse on this critical intersection of business and government. As we look ahead, the dynamics between presidents and CEOs will undoubtedly continue to shape American policy and public sentiment, making Troy's insights not only timely but essential for understanding the future of governance in an increasingly corporate world. In the natural world, the phenomenon of animals glowing under ultraviolet UV light is both enchanting and scientifically intriguing. From the vivid pink shimmer of flying squirrels to the haunting blue glow of scorpions, a spectrum of life reveals an unseen layer of beauty when illuminated by UV rays. Recent research suggests that photoluminescence, an organism's ability to absorb UV light and re-emit it in visible wavelengths, may be far more widespread than previously believed. As scientists delve deeper into this captivating aspect of biology, they are uncovering the diverse purposes these glowing patterns may serve within their ecosystems. For instance, flying squirrels exhibit a striking pink hue under UV light, while rays in sharks can appear in vibrant shades of neon green. Coral reefs burst into electric reds, and hawksbill sea turtles radiate colors that resemble festive decorations. This phenomenon, sometimes referred to as fluorescence or biofluorescence, has captivated both citizen scientists and researchers alike. Just last year, amateur enthusiasts documented glowing geckos and millipedes in their backyards using UV flashlights. While a survey of over 110 snake species revealed that an impressive 90% displayed UV coloration. Linda Reinhold, a zoologist at James Cook University and lead author of a recent mammal study, emphasizes the significance of these findings, stating recent papers that have come out have kind of made it out that it's a really rare special thing. But it's the norm, not the exception. Reinhold's research suggests that photoluminescence is not just a curiosity but an integral part of many animal species biology. Despite the increasing evidence of photoluminescence, the underlying reasons for its occurrence remain a mystery. Research indicates that bioluminescence such as that seen in anglerfish and fireflies often serves to attract mates or prey. However, the utility of photoluminescence in other species is less clear. Haley Crowell, a herpetologist from the University of Michigan, led a study on snakes and found that UV coloration is not distinctly related to sex, instead it appears to be influenced by habitat. We found no difference between male or female snakes with regard to UV coloration, Crowell noted, suggesting that the visibility of UV light to potential predators may play a role in the evolution of these traits. For instance, prairie rattlesnakes which inhabit open areas exhibited minimal UV coloration, while tree vipers in tropical environments displayed full UV coloration. Crowell theorizes that this may be an evolutionary response to predation pressures, with snakes in the canopy benefiting from camouflage among foliage-rich and UV-reflective plants. This hypothesis aligns with observations that some scorpions utilize their glowing exoskeletons to evade detection under moonlight, while birds tend to avoid photoluminescent caterpillars, indicating a potential warning mechanism akin to that of brightly colored poisonous species. In mammals, however, the quest to understand the purpose of photoluminescence is ongoing. Reinhold's research revealed that 95% of 141 Australian mammal species tested exhibited photoluminescent properties, yet determining their functional significance proved elusive. There was no pattern to it, she remarked, expressing both disappointment and optimism for future studies. She suggests that examining photoluminescence during daytime when UV light is significantly stronger may yield new insights into its ecological roles. The underwater realm presents a different narrative, as photoluminescence appears to be more prevalent in marine species. Marine biologist David Gruber's groundbreaking work with ultraviolet light has uncovered a fascinating array of glowing marine life, including sharks and eels that exhibit dazzling colors invisible to the human eye. Gruber explains, "It was kind of like dropping into a portal of the marine world that all these different marine creatures had been tuned into." This perspective highlights the potential for future research to reveal the intricate visual systems of marine animals and how they interact with their environment. As scientists continue to explore the hidden world of photoluminescence, the implications are profound. The discovery of glowing species not only challenges our understanding of animal communication and adaptation but also opens avenues for future investigations into biodiversity and conservation efforts. The secrets of these glowing creatures may hold the key to understanding the evolutionary pressures that shape their existence, as well as the broader ecological dynamics at play in diverse habitats. With continued exploration and technological advancements, the mysteries of why so many animals glow in UV light are likely to illuminate new paths in our understanding of the natural world. As high school graduation season approaches, families and friends are on the lookout for the perfect gifts to mark this significant milestone in the lives of young adults. Graduates are poised to embark on new journeys, whether heading off to college, taking gap years, or entering the workforce. With this transition in mind, thoughtful gifts can serve as both practical tools and symbols of support. Esther Carlstone, a lifestyle writer for Forbes, emphasizes the importance of selecting gifts that blend sentiment, practicality, and fun. At 17 or 18, our graduating teens stand on the brink of adulthood. Their graduation is more than just a milestone, it's a launch into their next chapter, she states. With this perspective, Carlstone and her team have curated a list of 21 standout gifts that cater to the diverse needs of graduates. One of the most popular gifts highlighted is the Away the Carry-On suitcase, priced at $275. This sleek, practical luggage is perfect for students heading off to college or embarking on travels, providing durability and style that can last for years. For those who appreciate a personal touch, a stunning Quince 14K gold diamond bezel necklace serves as a timeless accessory, beautifully blending elegance and sentiment at a price of $150. Another notable gift recommendation is the Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra headphones, available for $399. Given the increasing need for focus and quiet in shared living environments, these headphones offer exceptional noise-canceling properties, making them ideal for studying or traveling. In addition to these practical items, Carlstone suggests more unique gifts like the Uncommon Goods Hidden Power Wireless Charger. Priced at $68. This discreet charger resembles a book, allowing graduates to keep their spaces tidy while ensuring their devices remain charged. For those looking for a gift that encourages mindfulness, the Intelligent Change, the 5-Minute Journal Graduate Edition, is an excellent choice at $30. This journal promotes gratitude and reflection, which can be invaluable as the young adults navigate their new lives. The list also includes fun and quirky options that resonate with the youthful spirit of graduates. For instance, a personalized Funko Pop figure starting at $40 can serve as a cherished keepsake. While the Nespresso Virtual Pop Plus coffee maker at $98.76 not only fuels late-night study sessions but also adds a touch of style to their new living spaces. Carlstone advises that gifts should not only celebrate the graduates' achievements but also equip them for the next phase of their lives. A well-chosen present isn't just an item, it's a celebration of their journey, a tool for their future, and an affirmation of your love for them, she notes. As graduates prepare to step into adulthood, the right gifts can provide both practical assistance and emotional support. Whether it's a stylish piece of luggage, cutting-edge technology, or a sentimental keepsake, these gifts can help ease the transition into a new chapter filled with opportunities and challenges. As this graduation season unfolds, the choices made today will undoubtedly influence the journeys of countless young adults as they forge their paths forward. In a significant leadership shift, Jim McCann, the founder and CEO of 1-800-FLOWERS, announced his decision to step down from the CEO position after nearly 5 decades at the helm of the iconic floral and gift delivery service. This transition marks a pivotal moment for the company as it aims to address critical operational challenges exacerbated by outdated technology that has hindered its growth and efficiency. McCann, who will retain his role as chairman, expressed a candid assessment of the company's needs, stating, "The best thing I can do is fire myself and hire someone who's much more skilled than I am in the areas that are important to the company going forward." This sentiment underscores a growing awareness within corporate leadership of the necessity for fresh talent and expertise to navigate the complexities of modern business. His successor, Adolfo Villagomez, previously the CEO of Progress Residential, will take on the challenges of leading 1-800-FLOWERS with a particular emphasis on technological advancements, including the integration of artificial intelligence. The urgency for technological upgrades has been starkly illustrated by the company's recent struggles, notably during the past holiday season when order management failures at subsidiary Harry & David led to significant customer dissatisfaction and an estimated $20 million loss in sales. Furthermore, the company reported a staggering net loss of $178 million in the most recent quarter, largely attributed to ongoing issues with its order systems. These financial setbacks have prompted a re-evaluation of operational strategies, making Villagomez's appointment all the more critical. McCann's tenure has been marked by his deep connection to the brand, having founded 1-800-FLOWERS in 1976. His previous stint as CEO ended in 2016 when he appointed his brother to lead the company. However, after his brother faced health challenges, McCann returned to steer the company through turbulent waters, albeit with the intention of finding a suitable successor. As he embarks on this new chapter, McCann's commitment to the company remains steadfast, with his ongoing role as chairman expected to provide continuity as Villagomez implements necessary changes. The transition comes at a crucial time for 1-800-FLOWERS as it seeks to redefine its place in the highly competitive e-commerce landscape. With consumers increasingly demanding seamless digital experiences, The ability to modernize its technology infrastructure will be vital for the company's future success. Villagomez's leadership will be instrumental in revitalizing the brand, and his focus on innovation may well serve as a catalyst for rejuvenating the company's operations and restoring customer confidence. As the floral giant moves forward under new leadership, industry observers will be closely watching how these changes unfold. The coming months will likely reveal whether 1-800-FLOWERS can effectively adapt to the evolving market demands and technological advancements that define contemporary retail. The appointment of Villagomez signals an important shift in strategy, and if successful, it could pave the way for a new era of growth and innovation for one of the most recognizable names in the floral industry. As China faces a demographic crisis that threatens its economic stability, the phrase "no marriage, no children" has emerged as a stark reflection of the nation's shifting societal norms. This cultural shift, highlighted in a recent Bloomberg report, underscores the growing reluctance among younger generations to engage in traditional family structures, with profound implications for the country's economic future. Recent statistics reveal that China is grappling with a declining birth rate which has fallen to its lowest point in decades. The total fertility rate has plunged to 1.3 children per woman, significantly below the replacement level of 2.1, leading to a prediction that the population could shrink by nearly half by the end of the century. This demographic shift is exacerbated by urbanization, rising living costs, and changing attitudes toward marriage and family, as many young Chinese prioritize personal freedom and career advancement over traditional family life. The government's response has included the introduction of policies aimed at encouraging childbirth, such as financial incentives and improved parental leave. However, many young people remain unconvinced. "The pressures of modern life are overwhelming," said a 28-year-old professional from Beijing. "Why would I want to add more responsibilities when I can barely manage my own life?" This sentiment echoes broader societal trends where the pursuit of individual goals often takes precedence over collective family expectations. Moreover, the implications of this trend extend beyond social dynamics. Economically, a shrinking workforce could lead to labor shortages, reduced consumer spending, and increased pressure on social welfare systems. With fewer young people entering the workforce, the burden of supporting an aging population will fall on a smaller base of workers, potentially leading to higher taxes and strained public resources. Internationally, the repercussions of China's demographic challenges may also be felt. As the world's second-largest economy, a decline in Chinese consumer demand could stifle global growth, particularly in markets heavily reliant on Chinese imports. Companies across sectors from technology to consumer goods may need to recalibrate their strategies as the Chinese market evolves. In conclusion, China stands at a crossroads. While the government is attempting to reverse the trend of delayed marriage and childbearing through policy interventions, the cultural shift towards individualism among the youth poses significant challenges. The long-term impacts of this demographic shift could reshape not only China's economic landscape but also its role in the global economy. As the nation navigates these complex issues, the world will be watching closely, anticipating how China will adapt to its new social realities. In a remarkable scientific achievement, researchers at the Large Hadron Collider LHC have briefly turned lead into gold, reviving an age-old dream of alchemy. This extraordinary feat, realized at CERN's particle physics laboratory near Geneva, Switzerland, involves smashing lead ions together at nearly the speed of light, resulting in the creation of gold nuclei for a fleeting moment, specifically around 1 microsecond. The LHC, a multi-billion-dollar facility, has long been instrumental in advancing our understanding of particle physics. However, this latest experiment is not about producing tangible gold nuggets. Rather, it reflects the intricate and dynamic nature of atomic interactions at a subatomic level. The historic experiment took place during lead-ion collisions, where researchers discovered that the intense electromagnetic fields generated during these interactions could cause lead nuclei to eject protons, effectively transforming them into gold nuclei. This is the first to systematically detect and analyze the signature of gold production at the LHC experimentally, explained Uliana Dmitrieva, a physicist involved in the ALICE collaboration at CERN. Between 2015 and 2018, the LHC's collisions led to the creation of an astonishing 86 billion gold nuclei amounting to approximately 29 trillionths of a gram. While these quantities may seem trivial from a commercial perspective, they provide valuable insights into nuclear transmutation processes. Zhongyong Jia, a physicist at Stony Brook University, noted that the latest high-energy experiments at the LHC have improved the observational clarity of these occurrences compared to earlier tests conducted with another CERN accelerator, the SPS, between 2002 and 2004. Despite the novelty of creating gold, CERN scientists are not looking to monetize this process. Instead, they emphasize that understanding the nuclear reactions involved is crucial for optimizing the LHC's performance. Understanding such processes is crucial for controlling beam quality and stability, Jia added. As the scientific community continues to explore the implications of this breakthrough, it serves as a reminder of the ongoing quest for knowledge at the intersection of physics and our understanding of the universe. The implications of these findings extend beyond mere curiosity. They may contribute to advancements in particle physics, nuclear energy, and materials science. Looking ahead, the potential applications of such research could pave the way for innovative technologies and deepen our understanding of the fundamental forces that govern our world. As the LHC continues its experiments, the scientific community eagerly anticipates what other discoveries may emerge from this remarkable facility, underscoring the limitless possibilities that lie within the realm of particle physics. In a groundbreaking study published in Nature, researchers have reported promising outcomes for elderly patients suffering from relapsed refractory multiple myeloma. RRMM treated with teclistamab, a bispecific antibody targeting B-cell maturation antigen BCMA. As the global population ages, understanding how novel therapies affect older demographics becomes increasingly crucial, especially given that multiple myeloma primarily affects adults over the age of 65. The study conducted by the U.S. Multiple Myeloma Immunotherapy Consortium involved a comprehensive analysis of 385 patients across 13 academic medical centers. Notably, of these patients, 83.22% were aged 75 years or older, a demographic often underrepresented in clinical trials. Prior to this study, the MAJESTEC-1 trial, which led to teclistamab's regulatory approval, included only 15% of participants aged 75 or older, raising concerns about the applicability of its findings to the elderly. The results revealed that older patients had fewer adverse disease characteristics compared to their younger counterparts. Specifically, a lower incidence of high-risk cytogenetics was observed in the older cohort, 44.6% versus 57.9%, p equals 0.03, along with reduced cases of extramedullary disease, 22% versus 40%, p equals 0.02. Nevertheless, the rates of cytokine release syndrome (CRS) and immune effector cell-associated neurotoxicity syndrome (ICANS), two significant side effects associated with immunotherapy, were comparable between the two groups. The study found no significant differences in the rates of any grade CRS, 52% in older patients versus 59% in younger patients, p equals 0.27, or ICANS 19% versus 13%, p equals 0.12. Perhaps most importantly, the overall response rate (ORR) was encouraging, with 62% of patients aged 75 and older achieving a positive response compared to 53% in the younger cohort. The study reported a median progression-free survival (PFS) of 10.7 months for older patients, which, while notable, still underscores the need for further investigation into the long-term effects and optimal treatment strategies for this vulnerable population. As the authors point out, the findings suggest that advanced age alone should not preclude the use of teclistamab in well-selected elderly patients. The study advocates for a careful assessment of each patient's functional status and comorbidities rather than relying solely on chronological age when making treatment decisions. The implications of this study are significant as they emphasize the necessity for more inclusive clinical trials that reflect the age distribution of patients typically affected by multiple myeloma. With the aging global population and an expected increase in multiple myeloma incidence, the demand for effective and safe treatment options for older adults is greater than ever. In conclusion, this multi-center study provides compelling evidence that teclistamab can be safely administered to elderly patients with RRMM, potentially expanding treatment accessibility for a demographic that has historically been underrepresented in clinical research. As the healthcare community continues to navigate the complexities of treating older patients, ongoing research will be vital in ensuring that innovative therapies can be utilized effectively and safely across all age groups. Boston University recently celebrated a significant academic milestone with the promotion of 4 distinguished faculty members to the rank of full professor. This recognition reflects not only their individual achievements but also the collective strength of the university's academic community. Gloria Waters, the university provost and chief academic officer, expressed pride in the faculty's ability to meet contemporary challenges. She remarked, "The individuals we recognize today are rising to the challenge by pursuing new areas of inquiry, employing innovative approaches, and helping launch entirely new fields of study through exciting collaborations across departments." Evan Apfelbaum, an expert in management and organizations at Questrom School of Business, has made notable contributions to understanding diversity, equity, and inclusion within organizational settings. His research scrutinizes the dynamics of behavioral change, organizational transparency, and intergroup relations. Apfelbaum has been recognized with several prestigious awards, including the Molly McComb and T.J. Callahan Faculty Research Award. Notably, he was named one of the top 40 business professors under 40 by Poets and Quants and is an elected Fellow of the Society for Personality and Social Psychology. His work has been published in leading journals such as the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology and Management Science. In the realm of labor economics, Patricia Cortez has carved out a significant niche focusing on the interplay between immigration, labor market activity, and gender disparities. Her research has garnered attention from policymakers at the highest levels, influencing economic forecasting models used in presidential and congressional deliberations. Cortez's recent studies on gender disparities are particularly timely as they address pressing issues in both public policy and private industry. A Dean's Research Scholar at Questrom, Cortez has also received the McComb and Callahan Faculty Research Award, further underscoring her impact in the field. Andre Hagiu, specializing in information systems, has emerged as a thought leader on the implications of digital platforms in business and policy. His extensive research on multi-sided platforms delves into platform design, governance, and the regulatory landscape. Recently, Hagiu has expanded his focus to include online data and its role in business value creation. His contributions have been recognized in prominent publications such as the Harvard Business Review and Rand Journal of Economics, and he was included in the Thinkers 50 Radar list in 2020. Petro Lisowski's expertise lies in accounting, specifically corporate taxation and its effects on financial reporting and competition. His research critically examines the complexities of tax systems with a focus on corporate tax avoidance and market implications. Lisowski's scholarly work has been featured in leading accounting journals, and he has previously received the Broderick Award for outstanding contributions to the undergraduate community at Questrom. His editorial roles in prominent accounting journals further highlight his stature in the academic world. The promotions of Apfelbaum, Cortez, Hagiu, and Lisowski not only recognize their individual accomplishments but also reflect Boston University's ongoing commitment to fostering academic excellence and innovation. As they step into their new roles, their work will undoubtedly continue to shape their respective fields, driving forward critical conversations and research that can influence policy and practice across various sectors. Looking ahead, the university community anticipates their contributions will further enhance the institution's reputation as a leader in research and education, paving the way for future academic endeavors. As the digital landscape continues to evolve, the pressures faced by social media influencers are becoming increasingly evident, leading to a troubling rise in burnout among these content creators. A new mental health service, Creator Care, has emerged to address the unique challenges that influencers grapple with, offering a lifeline to those struggling with the mental health ramifications of chronic online engagement. Jade Powell, a 32-year-old influencer and marketing strategist, exemplifies the dilemma faced by many in the creator economy. Despite her success, having earned over $50,000 in the first quarter of the year, Powell openly acknowledges the toll that constant connectivity has taken on her well-being. "I just do not think it's okay to be waking up and looking at my phone every morning," she shares, citing migraines caused by excessive screen time as a significant concern. This addiction to social media, driven by the dopamine highs of engagement, has left her feeling embarrassed yet candid about her struggles. Powell's experience is not isolated. She notes that many of her peers desire therapy but view it as a luxury due to the unstable nature of their incomes. This sentiment underscores the urgent need for accessible mental health resources tailored specifically for influencers. Creator Care, a collaboration between Revive Health Therapy and the community group Creators for Mental Health, seeks to fill this gap by offering sliding scale therapy options ranging from $60 to $180 per session. The launch of Creator Care is timely as many influencers are beginning to speak out about the detrimental effects of their profession. In a recent podcast, YouTuber Mr. Beast remarked, "If my mental health was a priority, I wouldn't be as successful as I am," highlighting the often perilous balance between career success and mental well-being. A study published in the journal Digital Health in 2024 corroborates these concerns, revealing a significant connection between prolonged social media use and increased negative emotions, particularly among those earning less than $10,000 from their content. Shira Lazar, co-founder of Creator Care, emphasizes the relentless pressure on creators to maintain visibility and relevance. "The fear of disappearing fuels burnout in a system that constantly demands you feed the feeds," she explains. This environment of anxiety and uncertainty can lead to severe mental health challenges, including depression and disordered eating, as creators struggle to establish their identities outside their online personas. Despite these challenges, the allure of becoming an influencer persists, with a 2023 survey indicating that 57% of Gen Z respondents aspire to enter the field. However, the realities of this career path are stark. Influencers often face public scrutiny and harassment, which can exacerbate feelings of isolation and inadequacy. Powell recounts her experiences with online bullying, revealing how even innocuous comments can lead to severe emotional distress. The need for systemic change within the influencer landscape is echoed by industry advocates. Daniel Abbas, president of the Creators Guild of America, argues that creators are often undervalued and undercompensated. He points out that the Guild is working to establish standards for creators and ensure timely payment for their work, a critical factor in alleviating financial stress and fostering a more professional environment. As the creator economy continues to grow, the establishment of initiatives like Creator Care signals a crucial shift towards prioritizing mental health and well-being in this vibrant yet demanding field. With the ongoing discussions surrounding the rights and treatment of influencers, there is hope that the industry will evolve to support its creators better. Looking to the future, the momentum behind mental health advocacy in the influencer space may not only lead to improved conditions for creators but also reshape the broader perception of this profession. As more influencers like Powell and organizations like Creator Care continue to advocate for change, the path toward a healthier and more sustainable creator economy appears increasingly attainable. In the evolving landscape of international diplomacy, a significant standoff is currently taking shape between the United States and China, particularly as both nations grapple with the intricacies of their trade relationship. Recent reports suggest that both President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are caught in a delicate game of geopolitical chess, each waiting for the other to make the first move in what could potentially lead to a resolution of their prolonged trade disputes. This standoff, however, is not merely a matter of policy. It is deeply intertwined with the concept of face, a cultural nuance that is often dismissed in Western discourse but holds considerable weight in Asian contexts. As noted by Bob Davis, a journalist with extensive experience in U.S.-China economic relations, the struggle over who will concede first is steeped in a desire to maintain national pride. In the United States, the Chinese concern about saving face is usually dismissed as pride, he observes. Yet the dynamic is more complex. Trump's approach, characterized by a focus on personal triumph, underscores a Western interpretation of face that hinges on honor and dominance, often at the expense of others. This perspective complicates negotiations, as both leaders are ostensibly resistant to appearing weak in front of their respective constituencies. The current stalemate over trade discussions is emblematic of a broader narrative in U.S.-China relations where both sides are wary of conceding ground. Analysts argue that this reluctance could delay potential agreements that might otherwise alleviate economic tensions. A resolution to the trade war is not just a matter of tariffs and trade balances, it is also about the perception of strength and resolve in the face of competition. Meanwhile, within the U.S. political landscape, Trump's administration is navigating its own set of challenges. In a separate but related matter, recent changes to military policy regarding transgender service members have generated significant controversy. The Pentagon announced that it would begin to relocate up to 1,000 openly transgender troops out of the military, citing a Supreme Court ruling that supports a ban on transgender individuals serving in armed forces. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's directive has been met with scrutiny, particularly his remarks emphasizing a departure from what he terms wokeness. This policy shift comes at a time when the military is attempting to balance inclusivity with operational readiness. The Pentagon's move has stirred considerable debate as many question the implications for military cohesion and effectiveness. Hegseth's statements underscore a commitment to traditional values, but they also raise concerns over the treatment of individuals who have served, many of whom have undergone medical transitions while in uniform. As the U.S. grapples with its internal policies, it is simultaneously facing external pressures, with the upcoming negotiations with Middle Eastern leaders adding another layer of complexity to its global standing. Trump's recent unilateral ceasefire declaration regarding the Iran-backed Houthis has left many observers skeptical, particularly in light of ongoing military conflicts in the region. The ambiguity surrounding U.S. foreign policy has led to mixed signals, creating uncertainty among allies and adversaries alike. In summary, the interplay between the U.S. and China exemplifies the intricate fabric of international relations where notions of honor and face are as critical as economic considerations. As the U.S. navigates its own domestic challenges, ranging from military policy to foreign diplomacy, the outcomes of these exchanges will likely shape not only national perceptions but also the geopolitical landscape for years to come. Moving forward, the ability of both nations to engage constructively while managing the optics of strength and concession will be pivotal in determining the future of their relationship. In a groundbreaking revelation, scientists have discovered that all living organisms, including humans, emit a faint yet detectable glow, a phenomenon that vanishes immediately upon death. This ghostly luminescence, known as biophoton emission, has long been a subject of intrigue and contention within the scientific community. Recent experiments conducted on mice have provided compelling evidence that this ethereal light is intricately tied to cellular activity and energy metabolism, suggesting it could serve as a novel indicator for both ecological health and human disease detection. The research detailed in a recent article by Alex Wilkins in New Scientist posits that the glow is generated through a process termed ultra-weak photon emission. This process involves the mitochondria and other energy-producing structures within our cells, which engage in complex energy exchanges that result in the release of low-energy photons, on the order of a few photons per square centimeter of skin tissue. The existence of biophotons has often been dismissed, Wilkins notes, but our findings indicate a clear relationship between life and these emissions as they cease almost instantaneously upon death. Understanding biophoton emissions could have profound implications for various fields. For instance, ecologists might employ this knowledge to monitor the health of forests or ecosystems, while medical professionals could potentially develop methods to detect diseases at their nascent stages based on changes in the glow emitted by human tissues. The ability to monitor these emissions could lead to advancements in non-invasive diagnostics, allowing for early intervention in diseases that currently go unnoticed until they have progressed significantly. The implications of this research extend beyond the confines of the laboratory. If biophoton emissions can indeed be accurately measured and correlated with health indicators, it could revolutionize the way we approach diagnostics. Future studies will likely focus on refining measurement techniques and exploring the relationship between the intensity of biophoton emissions and specific health conditions. As scientists continue to unravel the mysteries of biophotons, they are also delving into the complexities of social behaviors in the animal kingdom. A separate study highlighted the fascinating social dynamics of superb starlings, medium-sized birds native to Eastern Africa. Researchers have observed that these birds form reciprocal friendship-like relationships that extend beyond familial ties, providing mutual assistance in raising their young. This finding, detailed by Margarita Bassi in Smithsonian Magazine, marks a significant advancement in our understanding of animal behavior and social structures. Dustin Rubenstein, an ornithologist involved in the study, emphasized the novelty of these findings, stating, "This is the first real evidence of reciprocity in a cooperatively breeding bird and one of the strongest pieces of evidence for such behaviors occurring outside of humans." The researchers meticulously documented interactions among 9 flocks of superb starlings over 2 decades, revealing that while these birds primarily assist their relatives, they also invest in non-relatives, forming long-lasting bonds that benefit their communal efforts in chick rearing. These revelations about both biophoton emissions and animal social behavior are part of a broader movement in scientific research which increasingly seeks to understand the interconnectedness of life. As our understanding deepens, it becomes increasingly clear that the natural world is filled with complexities that challenge our traditional notions of individuality and social structures. Looking ahead, researchers are keen to explore the implications of these findings. For biophoton emissions, the potential for real-world applications in health and environmental monitoring is vast. Meanwhile, studies on social relationships among animals like superb starlings promise to enrich our comprehension of the evolutionary significance of cooperation and social bonds in the animal kingdom. As these fields advance, they will undoubtedly lead to new insights that could reshape our understanding of life itself.